And good morning, everybody. It's SNSN. It is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful Monday morning. It's Mike and Paul.
Yep.
What's up, Paul?
Not much.
Not much, huh?
It's your favorite day, not mine.
Oh, God, I love Monday. You know why I love this Monday in particular?
Yeah, I know. I can
You know
imagine.
why? I absolutely love this Monday more than any other Mondays that come my way. Do you know why, Paul? Do you know why?
I know why.
Why, Paul?
Because you won't have to be here tomorrow.
I won't have to be tomorrow or the next day, and I will miss you all.
Yeah, sure.
I will. I will. But I will be on vacation, and whatever you do, don't try to break into my house because we have house sitters.
Oh yeah, I would think so.
So
Yeah.
we have house sitters, and I'm telling you, because the reason why I say that is because the very last time I went on vacation, our house got broken into.
Really?
Yeah, we lost a ton of stuff. So there's no way in hell that I want that to happen anymore.
Oh.
So we have house sitters and cameras all around the house, and so bring it on.
2 vicious dogs.
Huh?
2 vicious dogs.
2 vicious cats too. Scratch your eyes out.
There you go.
They will take you down, brother.
Yeah.
So
good.
So where do you like to go on vacation when you go?
Well, I've been to where you're going.
Yeah,
a couple times. You know.
Yeah.
The last
Disney World. Yeah.
The last time I was up there, we went to Vegas. The last time.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, so you went with your grandson, right?
Yeah, a couple years ago. Yeah.
Did he come back a man? Well, you know what they say is, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
I know. No. I don't know. He went off by himself, so I don't know.
Oh, did he really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
So yeah, I get to go on vacation. I'm gonna miss the carnival that's gonna be here in Jewett City.
Yeah.
The fireworks. You know what's interesting is that there are fireworks in Plainfield on Friday night.
Yeah.
And then there are fireworks in Griswold on Saturday night. So I think that's pretty cool. So anybody that likes to check out fireworks, and this time of year in the summertime, right around July, August, right in Eastern Connecticut, Plainfield, and in Jewett City. So I don't exactly know where they are in Plainfield. I'm assuming they're going to be over the park.
Well, just go out there, and as soon as you see something going up in the air, you'll know.
Yep. And in Jewett City, they're going to be over Veterans Memorial Park, over the lake or the river or whatever it is, the pond or
So is Plainfield got a thing going on their park?
Well, I don't.
No, just fireworks. No, just having fireworks.
Yeah, just fireworks.
I got you.
So coming up in a few minutes, we are going to be joined by Patrick McCormick. He is the director of Uncas Health. He's going to be with us for about a half hour or so, talking about, of course, COVID-19, because it's still here, and the Delta variant, on what kind of havoc that thing is wreaking, and what we can expect, and from guidance from the local health department, state health departments.
Yeah.
So we'll be able to go ahead and fill you in on that stuff.
Yeah. We were down in Mystic yesterday and went into one of the restaurants to get something quick and needed to wear a mask.
Mm-hmm.
They made you put it on. Yeah.
I do know that in front of Walmart, it does say that you have the option of wearing a mask.
A lot of places still carry it, still saying option.
Yeah. So I did go into Walmart yesterday. I had to make an exchange on something, but I did not wear a mask, and nobody said anything to me. And matter of fact, the lady behind customer service didn't wear one either. So,
well,
I'm not offended.
I'm not either.
I'm not offended.
I mean, we were down in the village yesterday, Mystic Village, and there were some people wearing them, some people not wearing them. So
Somebody said to me already this morning that, as far as like the Delta variant and what's going on right now, they're worried that the rest of our summers are going to be screwed. And
well, that's what I'm curious about. What the hell's going to happen? I mean, we've gone back to where we were, a couple months ago.
I don't know.
Going to be tied up again.
This is why I feel that this conversation that we're going to have with Patrick McCormick is going to be so important, because he's going to be able to give us the latest guidance on what is being or going to be suggested by our area health departments and state of Connecticut health departments.
I mean, the percentage is not that high. I mean, come on, we were much higher than this right now several months ago.
The last that I saw, because of course they keep doing the daily infection rate, it's right around 2.5.
Yeah.
2.5 to 3.
I know. I don't get it.
So, Lisa Susie, from our friend from Crystal Visions. By the way, Psychic Tuesday will not happen tomorrow. Will not happen for the next couple of weeks due to vacations. So, Lisa says Crystal Mall requires masks to go in.
Really?
So Crystal Mall, but then again, who the hell shops at Crystal Mall?
Got to be pretty empty.
We used to say that about Norwich Town Mall. You remember?
Yeah.
When they were like on their downswing. Who the hell goes to Norwich Town Mall? Puppy Love's not there anymore. I don't want to go.
Yeah.
There's no arcade.
Yeah, a lot of stores are out of Crystal
There's
Mall.
Bruckner's. Huh?
I would think a lot of stores are gone out of Crystal Mall.
Yeah. It's pretty barren in there.
I would think
it's pretty
so.
barren in there.
Yeah.
I remember the Norwich Town Mall. That was when I was growing up. That was the mall.
That was the mall, because that was the only one around.
Now, when you say the mall, a lot of people are talking about Tanger Outlets,
which is empty too.
Not so much.
It's empty. I was there last week.
Okay, what? One day you were there Tuesday, 3:00 in the morning, right?
No, I was there on I think it was Thursday.
Yeah,
and I'll tell you, a lot of the stores.
Well, Sam works there. She says
she's
that there
downstairs.
are some days at Tanger Outlets.
Yeah, she works downstairs, right?
Yeah, what's the difference?
But the store that used to be in front of where she works, that's gone. That's no longer.
So you know where she works?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
And then upstairs, the only stores that are there are the ones that were there originally. I mean, the ones that didn't close.
Right. From what I understand, though, there are stores coming back.
Well, when I was there, there wasn't a lot of.
Yeah.
Columbia's gone. Nike's still there,
which kind of ticks me off because I like Columbia.
Yeah, it's gone. Bass Shoes is gone.
Because
we walked around just looking to see it. I was shocked to see that a lot of the stores were not back yet. So, and if this new variant comes in, guess what? They're not going to come back. And then the slot machines in where the mall is there during the week, they're closed.
I think the thing that annoys me the most about this whole mask wearing thing and the Delta variant and everything is that they push the vaccine. And then when you get the vaccine, they're saying, oh, you know what? You got to wear masks anyway because you could be carrying it.
Right.
And I'm like, what was the difference? I mean, so we get the vaccine to protect ourselves, right? Yeah. At least that was the narrative. That's the narrative,
that was
right?
The reason for it.
Right.
Yeah.
So now we do that to protect people that did not get the vaccine.
Yeah.
Well, that's a personal choice. And I'm not Paul, if you didn't get the vaccine, I wouldn't say, what the hell's wrong with you or nothing like that. It's a personal choice.
Right.
That's all that it is. I mean, I can disagree with people and still play in the sandbox.
Right.
Exactly. So if you got the vaccine or you didn't, that's your own personal choice. I mean, myself personally, I'm not going to say boo to you.
Right.
That's just your thing.
Exactly.
That's okay.
Yeah.
There are people in my family that did not get the vaccine. Right. And I will tell you, it has affected some people. And I don't mean sickness.
Just upset they didn't get it.
No, because you can always get it. So we all know, well, not all, but I mean, some people know, especially everybody, in my family, my stepmother had a stroke a couple of weeks ago.
Right.
She was rushed up to Dade Kimball Hospital, where they gave her a medicine called TPA, which I guess is they call it a clot buster.
Yeah.
So anyway, she goes up to UMass, and she's there for about a week and a half. Well, she's got she's having one hell of a recovery. She's doing very well, even after a second blood clot.
Yeah.
And you'd hardly know that she had a stroke. You know, if you didn't know who she was and you went up to her, you wouldn't know. Yeah. Honestly, that's how well she's bounced back from this.
Yeah, that's good.
But she is right now in a rehab facility to, go ahead and get better and get some strength back.
Good.
Well, the problem that was faced was getting her from UMass to another facility. Because the first thing, this all goes back to the vaccine now, okay? The first thing that was asked was, we need a copy of her COVID-19 shot record. So they don't ask you, did she have the COVID-19 vaccine? No. They said, so there's many ways you can ask for something and it'd still be, on the cuff.
Right.
We need a copy of her COVID-19 shot record. And I'm like, all right.
Yeah.
Well, there is no COVID-19 shot record for her.
Mm-hmm.
So there were, I don't know, 3 or 4 homes. They don't say, no, we can't take you. We say, oh, we don't have an isolation bed right now.
Yeah. Because I can understand their fear, because we all know.
Well, the mortality rate in nursing homes was the highest.
Yeah.
But still, just to give you an idea, if you're into conspiracy theories, it's going to be like that.
Yeah.
It's going to, if you don't have the vaccine, you're not going to be able to get this. You're not going to be able to do that. You're not going to be able
the government.
telling you.
The government wants to make it mandatory. They want to make it a requirement. So it's going to be interesting if that happens and how they're going to enforce it. They're going to have the COVID police come in and get you.
Could be. All right. Let's see what we got here. Oh, look, there he is. Patrick, can you hear me?
I can.
All right. Hold on. Let me see if I can boost up the sound here. Here we go. Patrick, give me a count. Just count to 5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
You're very low.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Much better. How are you?
I'm all right. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. So obviously we wanted to talk to you about the Delta variant and what's happening with the Delta variant and how it's affecting the local guidance by the health departments, local and of course state. I have a couple of questions. Can you see the room? Can you see the comments on the side?
I cannot. I can actually, hold on, let me see if I can. Yep, I can see him now, actually.
Okay. So if you could, first of all, thanks for being with us. I really appreciate, you jumping in with us today. You got rid of the COVID beard, I see.
I did. Well, it comes and goes. Just depends. try to keep people guessing.
You got a haircut, too, since last time I saw you.
I do. I get around now.
Oh, goodness sakes. So what is it? What is the first thing that you'd want to say about the Delta variant, especially when it comes to the state of Connecticut?
Yeah, well, the comment from people is, why are things different today than they were a couple of months ago? And what happened is the Delta variant has grown from less than 1% of cases back in May to more than 80% of cases now. It spreads about twice as easily from one person to another than previous strains of the virus. So that's really the issue that's of concern. You see that the CDC had their designation of New London County, where they said that we have substantial transmission. So then that becomes confusing because everybody tries to understand, are we a a red town versus an orange town. Now we're substantial. What does substantial mean? And I think to some extent, these announcements are made and then people have to respond to them and figure out how you address them. So the substantial transmission means that greater than 50 COVID-19 cases per 100,000 occur within 7-day period within the county. So as an example, we had 55 cases within the 11 towns within our district last week. So that put just our district alone would be put into an area of considered substantial. And then you blend those with the towns that Ledgely Health District serves in the county. And then Colchester, where Chatham is, then obviously we're going to be well over the 50 mark. So, a lot of the designations are meant to serve as an educational piece, remind people that we still have to be concerned. Obviously, we've had the discussion around masking, and I probably answered, probably 10 emails over the weekend, even though I had already sent out some guidance to the towns. And you never really are sure who it is that's going to read it and then have questions. So, for instance, I had some calls from some restaurants and some calls from salons saying, "Are we required now to make all of our people have to wear masks when they come and either get their hair cut or come for dinner?" Yeah. And the answer is no. In Connecticut, Executive Order 12A still stands, which says vaccinated individuals are not required to wear masks. And that executive order extends through September 30th. But with the substantial designation, what we're trying to do is communicate what it means, which is why I'm on today. Communicate the recommendations, which are that those that are unvaccinated, which specifically are those children under the age of 12, should certainly consider being masked, and now they're saying indoors. And those of us that are not vaccinated are strongly encouraged to wear masks, and even those that are vaccinated are being given the guidance that they may want to consider wearing masks. So in my office, we've gone back to wearing masks in the office when we're not at our seating areas. Try to set the example. Also try to be following the guidance to the best of our ability. I know it becomes a pain in the neck. I know people aren't looking to go backwards, and that's perceived as going backwards. But I think the good news is things are still opening. I've had discussions with the schools in the last couple of weeks, and I said I always try to look at the glass half full. So I said, think about where you were at this time last year, and think about the fact that the intent is for all of the kids to get fully in-person learning this year. That all the extracurricular activities are planned to move forward. And while it is likely it's probably pretty likely that there will be masks being worn in the schools, I would say that, it's better than we were last year. And we're working towards getting to the point where we can remove that last obstacle, and hopefully not have people continue to get sick at the rate they are.
All right. There are a couple of questions and that I want to get to, and so I put this up as a an interactive forum, as long as the questions are respectful and stuff. Mm-hmm. Now I know you only have till about 8:55 this morning because you got to split to another meeting.
Correct.
So here's one. Jeffrey wants to know. He goes, "Ask how they know it's the Delta variant, because all the research I have done, all the COVID tests don't show the variant, just that you are negative or positive."
Good question. My understanding is the lab testing will confirm that it's Delta. I'm just trying to see if I have a good answer for that, since I didn't come prepared. My understanding, I did well. I'm prepared in that I knew what you were going to ask me. I didn't know what Jeffrey was going to ask me. They're showing that the data is based on, my understanding is based on the laboratory testing that they do for the variants. If there's something different, I will let you know, because I will take Jeffrey and everybody else's questions back and make sure I get them back to you. But my understanding is they do test for it. And if I'm wrong, I will definitely get back to you and let you know I'm completely wrong.
Lisa asks, so are we going to need quote unquote travel papers?
Yeah, and at this point, all that travel advisory stuff that we were dealing with last year is not currently in place nationally. There may be a need if you're going to travel internationally to prove that you've been vaccinated. And there may even be potential that down the road you will have to provide some sort of documentation of vaccination. So my point to that is, talk to your travel agent, check the CDC guidance. They will have specific travel guidance on the CDC website. Go to the state website in the state where you were traveling to, just to check and make sure there's nothing different about that state than any other. Internationally, it tends to be more expected that you're going to have to provide documentation than nationally right now. And as far as travel papers, the one thing I know is that VAMS, as an example, the system we were using to track people that were vaccinated, that is probably got on its last legs. So I just recommend to people go in there if you have an account and print out or download your vaccination status. So that way you have it saved in your computer or wherever in your hard drive. And that way you have a copy. That way you don't have to worry as much about losing your card. Where is my card? I actually had somebody say my dog ate part of my card. And if we did your vaccination, we can generally get you another card. If we didn't, then we have to refer you to the state health department, and then they have to print you a copy of your vaccination status. We will always have it. They have what they call CT Wiz, where we can find the information, but it'll be much easier for you to access it if you can go to the site. And that's the same for if you went through a hospital system or UCFS. Go to your MyChart and just print it out so you have a copy. That way, if you ever can't get into it and you need it immediately, you'll at least have a copy or several copies available for you. And then you can use it as you need it.
One of the things I did is
One of the things I did
as soon as I got my card and completed, I took a photo of it with my phone and I store it in my photos. So therefore, I don't always have it either with the card or I have the photo, which is an easy way to have it.
A lot of people are asking, specifically things like if the schools are allowed to ask you for your vaccination status. So the understanding I have is the staff members at the schools can be asked vaccination status. They can't ask you why you haven't been vaccinated, because that would get into a disability issue, what have you. But they can at least take that information and then they can use it if they have to follow up for contact tracing, that type of thing. And I've recommended to the schools, they just make sure they're clear with the staff that they are going to be putting that information into a locked file that they would keep typical medical information on staff. And then as far as students, they can also ask students if they've been vaccinated, but they can't deny students education as a result of their status. So that's the main thing to remember. And again, they can't ask them why they weren't vaccinated. They can only ask if they have been. And we're trying to make it as easy to get vaccinated right now as possible. We continue to do clinics all over at least with our district. We've been at schools, a lot of the schools we've worked with, specifically with Griswold. We try to be co-located somewhere where people are going and coming for some other reason. So we've been around where the food distribution site has been for the families. They also had summer school, and they had the rec department doing their camp. So again, we're not there in their face. We're usually off to the side, and we just say it's available if you want it. And we've actually had a pretty good response when we've been there. We've also been to donut shops and to the Dairy Queen, and we actually went to a liquor store, and we're outside the liquor store, trying to just be available to people. And we don't always vaccinate when we go to these events. Sometimes we just have outreach workers available to talk to people. And especially in certain cultures, they prefer us to come out, speak with somebody who can speak their language, get the information, get a handout or paperwork, go speak to whoever they feel comfortable talking to in their family or their friends, see who else they know has been vaccinated. And then generally the follow-up is when they will tell us whether or not they want to be vaccinated. So we recognize it takes some time and effort, but we're willing to do it if somebody comes around and feels more comfortable, then we're happy to do that for them.
I think this question was pretty much answered, but I do want to include it just in case. Pam says, are they Are they just being tested for the variant as well, or just COVID-19 or non-specific variant? I think you already answered that, but I didn't want to not include her question.
Yeah, and it's a good question. I'm actually going to bring these questions back at the state when I have that meeting this week that we have our regular meeting, because I know for a while they were doing sort of pooled testing where they would only test some of the tests that came in. Obviously, they don't they don't all come through the same labs. So it's a good question. Let me get back to you on the answers about how they're specifically testing for the variant, and then I'll get it for you. You can either put it on the show, or you can have me back, and I'll be happy to answer it.
One of the big questions that I hear a lot is with the way this latest variant, the Delta variant, is trending. Is people are concerned once again about lockdowns, and regardless of vaccination status. Schools masking, maybe going back to social distancing and distance learning, as well as affecting sports programs. I mean, do you have any guidance on any of that, or is that still too early to really tell?
I think it's too early to tell. I mean, I don't think the intent is for the state to roll back at any point. That was never my understanding, that they want to move forward, but the understanding is that if there are positive cases in the school setting or in a business setting, that there would be quarantine and isolation, much as it was over the course of the last year. So that could certainly impact whether or not there's a sporting event or an extracurricular event. We're continuing. I know Ledgelight Health District had reported on the news last week that they're seeing more cases in daycare settings and camps. We've seen it in dance programs, things like that. But when you have children under the age of 12 who obviously can't be vaccinated and the numbers are going up, it's not shocking. But I think people are a bit surprised when they continue to get contacted by a contact tracer, and we talk about quarantine and how that you have to go about doing that. We get a lot of calls from the towns asking, if I have a positive case in the town, what do we have to do from an HR standpoint? Who needs to be isolated? Who needs to be quarantined? What do they do about testing? So we've had these conversations over the course of 18 months. And as things evolve, you continue to have to re-educate yourself and others on what those requirements are. And I don't think that the intent is to roll things back in that way. Obviously, businesses have suffered a great deal. But you do see examples of, like on Provincetown and Cape Cod, where they shut a lot of things down because they had a huge outbreak. And I think in that case, they said 75% of the people that they were finding positive were not from Cape Cod. So what I'm hearing is the people who live on the island or live on the Cape are saying, geez, if we didn't have all these people come in. But the reality is that's the business that they thrive on in the summertime. So it's the risk that comes with bringing people in, and hopefully we don't have anything similar here.
With a lot of testing facilities have closed down. So where does somebody go get a test today if they need one?
Yeah, so I recommend that the people go to 211. They have an updated site, so it's always there. You can go to the website, or you can call 211, and they'll give you the updated list of who has the ability to test. And in many cases, they're still open, but you have to call ahead to make an appointment, which is usually the same day. They can typically do it. There's still a site at Mohegan. UCFS still can do it. The Bacchus facilities can do it as examples. So it's available to you, and we want to encourage people if they feel the need to get tested. But the drive-through option that was there a year ago typically isn't around any longer.
Gotcha.
And a lot of that was because they had a lot of federal grant money that came in to pay for the staffing of those. And once that money went away, they had to move back into their regular operations in the different facilities. And then, they moved them indoors, and there was less interest as well. Obviously, there's more interest now, but we're still seeing the folks that generally want to be tested are the ones who either had symptoms or they had a known exposure. versus what we had last year where people were just pulling up just to make sure that they didn't have illness. That's less likely today than it was a year ago.
I mean, you talked about Cape Cod and the Cape down there about increase and stuff, but do you think that maybe because of Mystic and a lot of the tourists going into Mystic now is causing the London County to become, a hot point, a hot spot, I should say?
Yeah, I mean, I think those tourist areas or the ones that serve tourists are, to be concerned, no more so than probably every other business. But I think they just have to make sure they're vigilant. A lot of them are still doing the signage with the masks. Please wear a mask when you go in. We actually walked through Mystic a couple weeks ago, and I'd say maybe 50% of them still had mask expectations when you went into the building. And I saw people, they take it off, they'd stick it in their pocket, they put it back on, they'd stick it back in their pocket. And then you go to other events where you don't see anybody masked. And, I still remember going to a baseball game with my son. And I said, in my head, I'm thinking, if only about 50% at the time of people were fully vaccinated, and the expectation is that those people that aren't fully vaccinated be masked, then I figured 50% of the people at the game would be masked. And yet there was, I would say there were probably a handful of people total that were there. But they're spacing, they were outdoors. So it's all based on people's comfort level as well.
Yep.
So what can we expect? I mean, and this may be an unfair question to ask, but we have yet another big holiday weekend coming up at the end of August. Labor Day weekend. Now, is this something that the various health departments are looking into, as far as kind of like a caveat as to what Paul asked, as far as people coming into the area? Because at the beginning of the whole COVID-19 pandemic, it was almost like state versus state, and Connecticut was very concerned with people coming in from New York,
right?
And Rhode Island. Some of the health departments or police, they were going door to door.
Well, the reality is that some people are concerned about us going to them because of our vaccination numbers. I mean, I think that's what it comes down to. Is they said on a call last week, and it frustrates me because I know the amount of work we put into trying to encourage people to be vaccinated. I appreciate all of those folks that did it and did it early. I understand the people that are hesitant, and I can feel for the need to make sure you have all of the information when you do choose to get vaccinated or not. But it's frustrating on my part as the health director to see, the maps they show where they say, the number of vaccinations directly correlates to the amount of illness within the state. And that's why New London County was on this substantial transmission list first. And it makes you feel like maybe people are perceiving you as not doing your job. And I think place to place, it just requires a lot of work to get people vaccinated. And there's a lot of reasons why people don't, whether it be cultural, transportation, busy lifestyle, just adamant about not being vaccinated. And, we always figured there'd be a percentage of people that are just absolutely saying, I'm not going to do it. And then there's going to be a percentage of people that are going to say 100%, I am definitely getting it as soon as it's available to me. And then there'll be those people on the fence. And those were the ones we've been really working hard to try to, gauge their interest and see if we can sway them in the direction of a vaccination, if we can make them feel comfortable enough. So those are the people we're hoping to work with. And, we always knew that, 100% wasn't a realistic expectation. But 70%, 80% would be better. And, again, I, as much as everybody else, would like to be feeling comfortable that I don't have to wear a mask anymore, and that I can go to my daughter's soccer game in the fall and I'll be happy to do so in a large group of people. And I don't want to be dealing with the restrictions any more than the next person. And it gets old having to continue to monitor and re-educate people and educate myself and try to do the best I can to answer the questions, even if I don't do a great job with the comments. But that's hard. It is. It's hard to keep going back and doing this over and over. But again, we had, as an example, we had 3 people this week ask for homebound visits. Generally, we haven't been getting homebound requests anymore. So that shows me that there are people out there that still are interested in getting vaccinated, and we can help them by providing it. And I continue to say, we will provide you the vaccine however you feel like you'd be most comfortable receiving it. So even now, if you're not considered homebound, but you'd feel more comfortable getting the vaccine in your home, let us know. The 860-823-1189 number, because people may not want to do it in a large setting where they're visible to everybody else. They don't want people knowing their business and whether or not they've gotten vaccinated. Maybe they have a family member who's been wavering and they'd be more comfortable getting the vaccine at home. They have family members who are very nervous, or they may have some disability that requires them to be in a less anxiety-provoking setting. So if any of those things apply, call us and we'll be happy to come out and provide a vaccine to you. And we have all three. So whatever will work for folks. And then as soon as the younger children are eligible, we'll be part of that group that will provide them the vaccine as well.
Yeah. I mean, they tried a lot of different ways and incentives to get people to go get it. I mean, first of all, you went on your own. Then they had all kinds of celebrities. Now they're giving away $100 if you get it. I mean, what do you think? You think Biden's going to force everybody to get it? I mean, the U.S. government's trying to step in to get everybody to get this thing. But
I don't think anybody's going to be forced to get it. But you hear a lot of joking about the incentives. I can't believe they're giving people this. And I know Biden said last week that, if it requires us to do that, then that's what he wants to do. My thing is, if you had already gotten it, then don't worry about it. And if you haven't gotten it yet, and that's not what's going to make you get the vaccine, then don't worry about it. And if it is something that interests you and you want to go there because there's a country music show that you wanted to see and you happen to be able to get a ticket as a result, then take advantage of it.
Sure.
My main thing
I won't be going to a country music show.
No, you can stream it.
No.
Lollapalooza 2021 was just last weekend.
Rock and roll, yeah. Country, I ain't going.
So the one thing I just ask people is, we're starting to see it with the Facebook, and, I try to ignore nasty comments and things like that. And, we get in the letters and, you're hearing conversations about the way people are being talked to at vaccine events. And I just ask people, please be respectful of one another. If you have an opinion one way or the other, I totally appreciate that. You have every right to make your opinion known. But when somebody's job is to go out and vaccinate people, or when people are trying their best to do what they perceive as their job, or making the best effort to help their community, please just appreciate that. We're not out there trying to give people a hard time or be in their face. We're just trying to make this resource available to people. And if we as the public health district weren't providing that resource, I'm sure people would be right back at us saying, why are you not doing what you should be doing to help our community? What's my tax money paying for? So your tax money pays for us to be there for you. If you don't want to take the vaccine, or you're not happy with the information you're being provided, let me know. But just please do it in a respectful way, because it's tough on staff to feel like they're doing the best they can, and then they have to listen to rhetoric and people that are frustrated and they're taking it out on them. I've also heard restaurant owners saying that they've asked people to mask and they've gotten a lot of belligerent people, or salon owners. Again, these people are just trying to do the right thing to get through the day and make a living. So that's my ask. Please just be kind to one another, and we'll continue to get through this.
So from what I understand, I know you got to go. You got a hard stop because you have another meeting,
right?
That's coming up. So my last question is that so Joe Biden had said, okay, we're going to give $100 to anybody that gets the vaccine. Is it true that Uncas Health, if you get the vaccine, you get a free Kit Kat bar?
You know what? If you want a Kit Kat bar, I can get you.
Nice. I'm all good though. I mean,
my incentives aren't always what people perceive as incentivizing. I'll give you an elbow bump like I've given you in the past. I'll give you whatever you need. I'll give you an ear to listen to your problems. But we've had the tickets. They've actually given us tickets now to give out at the clinics themselves. So we had 2 different events now. We've already given out some tickets to people, and most cases they didn't even know that they were going to get them. So it was just something where people felt like they kind of won a prize when they were at the event. We're trying to give out tickets to local events. So, as an example, if they're at Mohegan, but we also understand there are people saying, I don't want to go to a large event. That's the whole reason I'm getting vaccinated. So we'll say, well, then give them to somebody who's fully vaccinated, or hang on to them as a token of COVID, whatever it may be. But, just please accept them if they're offered to you, or pass them to the next person in line. We will do what it takes to get you the vaccine. That's the point. It's not the incentive that really matters. It's that I have a nurse who will come to your house, or will go to your school, or will go to your business, who will be happy to vaccinate your staff that are interested. And we just appreciate everybody's support as we continue to do this. And as we're reopened, we're busy. The building boom did not stop during COVID. So, there's septic systems and wells going in, campgrounds are reopened, salons and barbershops are open, restaurants are open. So, the next stop I actually have is I have to follow up on a complaint about blight with a blight officer. So all those regular daily things are happening. The other thing we're seeing is the eviction concern is real. And we're getting a lot of calls from tenants trying to see what they do because they're hearing they may be evicted, or landlords who say they're trying to evict a tenant and they're not sure if they can, or they don't know if they're going to leave, or they're destroying their property. And so we're dealing with a lot of landlord tenant issues right now, and trying to work through that. So we're really busy, and we're just going to keep plugging away. And I always appreciate you having me. I hope you have a nice vacation.
Thanks. I hope so too.
You just put it on autopilot while you're away. That's how it works.
Yeah, no. I've got a young man who's doing a lot of work here. His name is Austin, and he's going to be carrying a lot of the load in the next week or so. Which is, he's a good kid. He's a quick learner, quick study. So we'll
tune into Austin.
Yeah, and if I don't just pick up and go on vacation, I'll never do it. So
there you go. Good for you,
Patrick. Thank you very much as always.
Thanks so much for having me.
As always, thank you, and we'll as things arise, we'll hopefully be able to have you back on.
You got it. Thanks, everybody.
All right, thank you very much, Patrick. Have a great week. All right, that's Patrick McCormick from Uncas Health. We're going to break for the news, and we will be back in just a minute right here on SNSN.
The flagship for Griswold High School sports, and your home for local news and weather.
Broadcasting from Main Street in the borough of Jewett City.
The Streaming News and Sports Network, SNSN.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. Clocking in at some 2,700 pages, Senate negotiators unveiling a $1 trillion bipartisan infrastructure bill. Despite the size of the massive proposal, senators could vote on it in a matter of days. If approved, it could pave the way for Democrats to pass an even larger $3.5 trillion plan that's being pushed by Senator Bernie Sanders. Dr. Anthony Fauci is sounding an alarm over the rapid spread of the COVID-19 Delta variant.
We're looking not, I believe, to lockdown, but we're looking to some pain and suffering in the future because we're seeing the cases go up.
Fauci on ABC News this week with George Stephanopoulos says right now not enough Americans are vaccinated to crush the outbreak. Japan's government says a Belarus track sprinter is safe after she alleged her Olympic team tried to remove her from Japan against her will in a dispute that led to a standoff at Tokyo's main airport. The BBC's Alex Capstick is there.
It's believed Kristina Shimanovskaya was inside the police station at Haneda Airport's foreign departure terminal after seeking their help. It's unclear whether she is still here or what is going to happen to her. She was supposed to be competing in the 200 meters, but according to reports from Belarusian activists, she was ordered to fly home after she publicly criticized the team's coaches at the Tokyo Olympics. She said they'd been negligent for selecting her to run in the 4x400 meters relay without her knowledge.
Simone Biles returning to competition in Tokyo. The 2016 Olympic champion will compete in the balance beam finals tomorrow. Watching Wall Street this morning, stock futures pointing to a higher open later on. Right now, the Dow futures are up 188 points. NASDAQ futures ahead 86, and the S&P futures 27 points higher. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Excuse me, why don't you have life insurance yet?
I've got diabetes, and I know the price will be through the roof for the pre-existing condition.
Well, actually, SelectQuote makes it easy to get very affordable life insurance, even if you have a health issue.
I'm listening.
You'll get quotes from some of the country's most trusted carriers. Even with your diabetes, you can get around $250,000 in insurance for as little as $1 a day.
That would be amazing. What's it called again?
SelectQuote. Just call or go to selectquote.com to get your free quote. Get the coverage you need at a price you can afford. Call 1-800-694-1010 or go to selectquote.com today. That's 1-800-694-1010 or selectquote.com. SelectQuote. We shop, you save. Get full details on example policy at selectquote.com/commercials. Monthly premiums vary based on health company and other factors. Not available in all states.
Wildfires forcing evacuation of dozens of villages in southern Turkey. 8 people have died in what has become Turkey's worst wildfire crisis in a decade. Fires burning in forests near Turkey's beach destinations for a 6th consecutive day, and water-carrying planes from the EU preparing to join the firefight.
More Turks and foreign tourists were evacuated from their homes and hotels on Sunday after a similar effort the previous day. And although Turkish authorities say most of the 112 forest fires are now under control, some have persisted. President Erdogan was criticized for dismantling an organization running firefighting planes and had to accept help from Russian aircraft. Fires fanned by strong winds are also raging elsewhere in the region.
That's BBC's Anna Bizarit. Chinese authorities announcing a big jump in the death toll from recent flooding. Provincial government spokesman says 302 people died, 50 missing. News and analysis at townhall.com. Rushing aside, some tough talk from its rival to the north. South Korea says it's going to keep pushing for closer ties and a resumption of talks with North Korea.
That statement comes despite North Korea's threat to rekindle animosities if Seoul continues with its upcoming military drills with the U.S. South Korea's defense ministry says the exact timing, size, and other details of these military drills this month are not yet fixed. South Korean and U.S. officials must work out these details.
Correspondent Andrew Stewart. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi and House Democrat leaders calling on the Biden administration to immediately extend the nation's eviction moratorium. Democrats call it a moral imperative to prevent Americans from being put out of their homes during a COVID-19 surge. Once again on Wall Street this hour, the Dow futures up 192 points. More on these stories at townhall.com.
SNSN, your local news leader. The 9 a.m. report on the streaming news and sports network is being brought to you by Charlene's Diner, 37 Main Street, Jewett City. Family owned for almost 40 years. Order what you want, eat what you get. That's Charlene's Diner.
I love working here because of the people, and I get to work with my family every day.
Come to Charlene's Diner for the best breakfast you've ever had.
That was Brittany and Matt from Charlene's Diner on Main Street in Jewett City. There are only a few things that have been able to stand the test of time in Jewett City, and one of them just happens to be Charlene's Diner, who just celebrated their 40th anniversary in business. How do you stay in business that long in a small town like Jewett City? It's a simple recipe, really great food and friendly service. And of course, family. You'll feel like family too because you'll always be greeted with a smile that makes you feel like you're right at home. Stop by for breakfast or lunch 7 days a week. If you don't have any time, well, that's no problem. Order ahead and your food will be waiting for you when you walk into Charlene's door. You can find Charlene's Diner on Facebook too. Stop in and join the family for breakfast or lunch today.
I'm Charlene. Come to Charlene's Diner and order what you want and eat what you get.
This is a news update from the Streaming News and Sports Programming Network, SNSN.
And out of the borough on August 2nd, meetings. Tonight is the monthly borough meeting from 6:15 p.m. to 6:45 p.m. at the Griswold Town Hall. And on August 3rd, the Republican Town Committee meeting scheduled for 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. at the Old Patchogue Town Hall. For your Wednesday, August 4th, there is a Zoning Board of Appeals meeting scheduled for 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. at the Griswold Town Hall. And finally, for your Thursday, August 5th, Your ordinance committee meeting is scheduled for 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. in the Selectmen's Meeting Room. And out of Plainfield, for your upcoming agenda, the Advisory Building Committee will hold a meeting Thursday, August 5th, 2021 at 5 p.m. at the Plainfield Police Station for the review of building and grounds. And from the Plainfield Police Department, on July 31st, 2021 at approximately 8:03 p.m., the Plainfield Police Department arrested Anthony Dandinoli of Hamden, Connecticut. The Plainfield police officer was conducting a traffic enforcement in the area of East Main Street in the Central Village section of Plainfield when he observed a white BMW traveling at what appeared to be a high rate of speed in a 35-mile-per-hour zone. A motor vehicle stop was conducted on East Main Street. Upon approaching the vehicle, the officer observed 2 plastic baggies containing a white powdery substance, which was later determined to be cocaine, in the middle console. The officer removed Dandinoli from the vehicle, and he was found to be in possession of a 9mm handgun. Dandinoli was subsequently placed under arrest. Dandinoli was charged with traveling unreasonably fast, possession of narcotics, carrying a pistol without a permit, and possession of a dangerous weapon in a vehicle. Dandinoli was released on a $25,000 bond and is scheduled to appear at the Danielson Superior Court on August 23rd, 2021. And this was a look at your local news here on SNSN, the streaming news and sports network.
The 9 a.m. report on SNSN has been brought to you by Charlene's Diner, 37 Main Street, Jewett City. Family owned for almost 40 years. Order what you want. Eat what you get. That's Charlene's Diner.
All right. Thank you very much, Austin, for that news update. And right now, let's take a look at the weather. And here he is. It's Paul Lash.
Good morning, everybody. Right now, the temperature downtown Jewett City is 66 degrees. Yeah, a good deal of sunshine today. Excuse me. Whoa. Man, excuse me. High around.
Have you been tested? Can I see your shot record, please?
Can't ask me that.
Oops.
Yeah. Boo boo. I own the station.
Oh, that's it. I'm out.
Yeah. I should be around 79 degrees. But tonight, clear to partly cloudy, lows around 54. You notice how nice the weather is for sleeping at night? I mean, it's really cool.
It's been nice.
Oh, it's been nice. And of course, for Tuesday, more clouds than sun. Highs will be around 75 degrees. And I guess for Tuesday night, cloudy skies, lows around 57. And that's your weather from SNSN on this Monday, 08/02/2021.
All right. Thank you very much, sir. I appreciate that very much.
Yeah.
Oh, how was your weekend, Mr. Lash?
Oh, well, actually a nice weekend.
Yeah.
I mean, we can't complain about that.
Did you have a good time? Did you do anything? You went to Mystic.
Went to Mystic. Yeah.
Okay. So what did you do in Mystic? What do the Lashes do when they go to Mystic?
Well, just go down and walk around. Actually, they had a little art festival down there yesterday too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, very nice.
I mean, a lot smaller than it was in the past. You know, I mean, not as big as it was, but at least they had something going on down there.
That's good. That's good.
And some people wore masks, some people did not.
A lot of goings on in Eastern Connecticut, especially this coming weekend. Like there's going to be Friday and Saturday. There are going to be events that are going on down at Veterans Memorial Park. But we shouldn't even say just Friday and Saturday because the carnival starts on Thursday. Yeah. And if you drive by down on Ashland Street, you'll see
it's being set up.
It's been being set up for over a week now.
Yeah.
So Friday night, there's going to be, let's see, Friday from 4 to 6. SNSN will be down there. Awesome Austin will be down there jamming some rockin' tunes along with, Mr. Jewett City, Al Gear.
Gotcha.
He'll be down. They'll both be down there on Friday from 4 to 6, repping the station. And then they'll be back again on Saturday night. Now they're only going to be playing from 4 to 6 on Friday because there's going to be a band named Milena that's going to go on Friday night. Mm-hmm. So that will be at Veterans Memorial Park. And then on Saturday, we will be playing from 6 till 9. And we'll be playing in between, like there'll be different acts, like a magician will be up on the main stage.
Gotcha.
Down at Veterans Memorial Park. And Awesome Austin will be playing kid tunes.
Oh, there we go.
From 6 to 9, right before the fireworks start.
Wow.
So the Great Grizzled Get-Together, as they call it, is ready to go for this coming weekend with the carnival starting on Thursday. And then Milena on Friday night and Saturday. Fireworks. We'll be there both days. It should be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I would think so.
Yeah.
Hopefully, I think the weather's supposed to be.
And I'll be saluting you from the top of Epcot.
Yeah. I think the weather, what I heard, was long range. I think it's supposed to be pretty good.
Yeah.
Right now, there's very limited showers, possibly for late Friday night, but there's a big storm out there that.
Paul, I hear in your world the showers are limited anyway.
Well, yeah, once a week,
whether you need it or not.
Yeah, that's it. What do you do?
I wouldn't do that.
Why waste the water?
No, it's true. It's true.
You know.
Have you seen the price of the water bill?
I know it.
So one of the things that we have been doing here at SNSN is we've been trying to promote the borough and having, some sort of, have people have, take ownership of what's going on in your town, in your borough, and some. That's the word I'm looking for, Paul.
Yeah,
supporting the borough.
Well,
Jewett City.
Borough's got 4 legs.
Jewett City.
Oh, wrong borough.
That's
Sorry.
a different borough. And promoting, some borough pride.
Yeah.
So we came up with a couple of T-shirts, which we had been showing. This one right here, like the vampire. If you're online right now, you can see this. The vampire capital of New England. There's that one.
Mm-hmm.
And then this one right here. It takes a village, and village is crossed out and says borough.
There you go.
Because we live in the borough of Jewett City. Now, lo and behold, you can get it on a hoodie. And there's a brand new one right there. It says America's only Jewett City.
Oh.
Which is true. There is no other Jewett City in the in the world.
Really?
Jewett City is unique to the world.
Wow.
And now there's a hoodie available, as you can see right there. And you can also get the borough T-shirt on a hoodie as well. They're available in black, white, gray, and grizzled green.
Wow. Wow.
Grizzled
greed.
Not greed, green.
No, what? No, that you got a. Where's we going to have a grizzled T-shirt?
Right now, we're working on the borough, man. We're working on the borough.
You doing giving them a bath or what? I mean, yeah.
No, and we would like to promote borough pride. Look, I grew up in this borough, and I've been here just about my entire life. Now, the thing is that when I was growing up, honestly, everything was Jewett City. Jewett City, Jewett City, Jewett City. Hardly, you didn't hear Griswold a lot. It's like when you went to school. Where are you from? Jewett City. Where are you from? Jewett City. Once in a while, you heard somebody Voluntown, or something like that. But it was always Jewett City. And I always found it was kind of strange. Why do people in Lisbon, why do their phone numbers start with 376? Are they Jewett City as well? I thought Lisbon was just a part of Jewett City. I thought Voluntown was just a part of Jewett City. A lot of kids thought that.
Yeah.
And then, there are things that happen as we progress, and some things not so good, some things not so bad. But still, the thing that I have seen is that the borough pride has kind of taken a back seat. So people now will go, yeah, I live in Griswold. Even if they live in the borough. No, you live in Jewett City. No, I live in Griswold.
don't know. I don't live in Jewett City.
You don't?
No.
No, you live in Griswold.
Right. Where's my shirt?
I don't know. Did you want to order one?
I don't want a borough shirt.
Sorry.
I'm not from the borough. I want a Griswold shirt.
Well, create one.
What can we call it?
Lash's Pot Farm.
No. That's personal. Griswold.
No.
Come on.
Because then the Board of Education gets.
We don't have a borough. We
They
got
get all
cow. We got
freaked
cow.
out.
How big Griswold cows?
I did one Griswold shirt, and I got so much backlash from the Board of Education. It said Griswold AF. Of course, we, And a member of the Board of Education said to me, because it had a Wolverine on it.
Well, yeah, you can't do that.
Well, I did.
Well, see, that's
we sold a bunch of them, but they said to me, well, see, it's speculative, it's all amount of perception. It's like, do you know what AF stands for? I said, yeah. They said, what is it? I said, always friendly.
I know we can't use Griswold Pride.
Well, Griswold Pride's a different company.
I know. I can't use it.
No. Oh, I know. Can't do that.
We can't do that.
So what would you do?
I don't know.
So what is unique about Griswold? We have found two things that are unique about Jewett City.
You can't get to Jewett City unless you go to Griswold.
Wow.
Ah, come on.
Well,
there'd be no Jewett City if there wasn't a Griswold.
Well, that's not true.
Yes, it would be.
No.
Jewett City is not a town.
No.
Jewett City is a part of Griswold town.
But you can't. But I like that. You can't get to Jewett City without going to Griswold.
There you go.
I like that. I actually like that.
Let's go.
What are you? Let's go.
Let's do that one.
Are you a teenager now? Let's go. How many people can hear your teenagers when they're playing NBA 2K22 going or Minecraft in their room going, let's go. I'm sitting there on the couch going, where are you going? You're sitting at your desk in your room in the dark, wearing a hoodie and your underwear, playing a game. But where are you going? Let's go. That's what they do. So are we peddling shirts? Yeah, what the hell? But we really want to promote borough pride.
Well, just think of the amount of people you would have if you go to Griswold. There's a lot more people in Griswold than are in Jewett City.
Yeah,
you have a lot of people. Maybe a lot more people would want a shirt. Just can't don't use the Wolverine.
No, I will never use the Wolverine.
Don't use the Wolverine again.
Not because I don't love the Wolverine.
Yeah.
Not because I don't love the Wolverine, but because, well, I'll probably get in trouble again.
Boy.
But I remain the same as I did back then last 2 years ago when somebody said again, do you know what AF stands for? Always friendly. That's it. Mm-hmm. You can think what you want and what it stands for, but it's always friendly. AF. Yeah. Grizzled AF. Always friendly.
Yeah. Except he didn't say that. You just used the initials.
Yeah. Well, Grizzled AF. It's a lot easier just putting the initials instead of spelling it out.
Yeah.
Always friendly. God, why the negativity?
Yeah.
Why the negativity? Why do we want to, you know what? Negativity breeds.
Is that why you won't do a Grizzle shirt?
No, it's not that at all. But I honestly think that there's a lot of hidden pride in Jewett City. Look, we're showcasing T-shirts with two things. Mm-hmm. That 1 square mile of Jewett City is very unique to them.
Yeah.
Number one, it's the vampire capital of New England.
Yeah.
That's one. And the second thing is there is no other Jewett City in the world. We are the only Jewett City. If you want to go to Jewett City, you got to come here because there is no other Jewett City.
Let me ask you a question.
There's a Jewett, Texas,
yeah,
but there's no Jewett City.
Now, how many cemeteries are there in Jewett City?
133.
One.
What? Oh,
where are the vampires buried?
Actually, that's actually still Jewett City.
Where? Behind the post office, right?
No, well, there's some there. No, by Wirewind.
All right.
That's still Jewett City.
Are there other vampire buried in Griswold?
There's a couple, and there's also some in Rhode Island.
All right. So, because you got 2 cemeteries and we probably got 5.
But look it up. You can't. I mean, you look up Griswold vampires, you're not going to find anything. You look under Jewett City vampires. There's a whole crap load of stuff that comes up on Google.
That's because somebody wrote it that way.
No, that's because they're right.
Remember, Jewett City's part of Griswold.
Right.
Yeah,
they are right.
No, they're not. I'm upset. I think Griswold is the capital of vampire. I really do. I think it's Jewett City.
Bob says, "Hey Bob, we're leaving at 3:30. By the way, be there, be square. A borough. We're not just friendlier." Trying to get Bob to do. He's recently. This is 3:15. All right. I'll be ready. He's recently retired, so congratulations. I told him that yesterday, but publicly, Bob, congratulations on your retirement. You deserve it. Had breakfast with him yesterday.
Yeah.
Nice guy.
Yeah.
It's Melissa's stepfather.
Gotcha.
Yep, they've always been. They've been around about 3.5 years now, and I got to say, they've always been very nice to me. So I don't have any complaints at all. Very nice people. So I was teasing Melissa yesterday. She's like, because we've had this running discussion about, not everything requires a conversation. And my other Mike came over last night for dinner because he's going to be house sitting.
Oh,
so we were going over different things, like with the puppies and what they do and the cats, and Melissa wasn't really talking. So, and I said, after Mike left, and I said, "You're really reserved today." She goes, "Remember, not everything requires a conversation." And I looked at her and I said, "Yeah, I guess you're right. You only talk about 43 times a year, so this wasn't one of those times." I swear to God, I thought she was going to whack me.
Oh boy!
But we've got a lot to do today to get ready to go. So, and I will miss the borough.
Nah,
I live in the borough. The business,
I write
Wolverine Media is in the borough.
I ride a borough.
You ride a borough.
Yeah.
How many times are you going to reference the animal as known as the burrow?
That's what I know.
Thank God.
Yeah.
I don't. Do people even know what a burrow is? Do you know?
I know what a burrow is.
What is a burrow? Tell me, Paul. What is a burrow?
It's an upgraded donkey.
Is it really?
Yeah.
I can't find a picture of a burrow.
Oh boy.
I can't. I find a picture of a burrow. I'd say burrow, and what it comes up? Tom Brady.
Oh boy.
Or animals that do burrow, like Punxsutawney Phil.
Yeah, he does burrowing.
Can't really say much because a Wolverine. Wolverine is probably what they call the Wolverine?
No.
Nature's glutton.
Oh.
Nature's glutton. It'll eat everything.
Yeah, but
everything.
Yeah.
Nature's glutton.
Yeah. I wouldn't want to mess with one.
It's like a honey badger.
I would not want to mess with one.
No, they're razor sharp teeth.
Oh man, they tear your arm off.
Not only that, but they are, and they eat anything.
Yeah.
Anything.
Yeah.
Some people say I eat anything, but no, I don't.
Yeah. Mike Bronowski eaten by a burrow animal, Wolverine.
Or somebody from Dean's Corner. So, oh, goodness sakes alive. All right, we'll be right back after this.
Life is full of choices. At Jewett City Savings Bank, we can make one choice easy, finding the right checking account. We offer a range of affordable accounts to fit your budget and needs, and each gives you the freedom to access your money the way you want, online, through our mobile app, or with your debit card. It's your money and your choice. To learn more about the account that's right for you, stop by one of our offices or visit us at jcsbank.com. Jewett City Savings Bank, member FDIC.
Gambling, tobacco, and alcohol are all legal. for adults. For those under 21, providing these things can land you in jail. It's 21 for a reason.
Coming soon, visit CIRACCT.org. The new online educational resource page, 21 for a Reason, is launching. This offers tips for parents, useful facts, and a pledge you can take to protect youth from substance use.
Brought to you by CIRAC and funded in partnership with SAMHSA. It's 21 for a reason. Find out more at CIRACCT.org.
Hey, I'm Jess, but you can call me the Tire Queen. For the best deals on tires, come and see me at Advanced Automotive on Route 138 in Griswold. Call me at 860-376-8687. But definitely don't talk to my dad. He's definitely not the Tire King.
And right now, Jess the Tire Queen has great deals and excellent service waiting for you at Advanced Automotive, Route 138 Griswold.
Tire Queen.
You buy better.
Better it burns.
Much better.
So much better it burns. The right insurance at the right price.
You
buy better it burns.
You buy better it burns. You buy better.
Hurricane season is upon us. Did you know insurance companies can issue moratoriums that prevent you from securing coverage when there's an impending storm? Homeowners, business owners, property owners, act now. Don't let your coverage leave you out in the rain. The licensed professionals at the Burns Agency are here to help. Call, email, or chat with us online today. Don't let the next natural disaster become an insurance disaster. The Burns Agency, proudly serving Eastern Connecticut since 1932.
Better.
Better it burns.
Much better.
So much better it burns. The right insurance at the right price. You buy better it burns.
You buy better it burns. You buy better.
All right, let's take a look at the weather forecast right now for Eastern Connecticut. Here he is, Paul Ash.
Good morning, everybody. Right now, the temperature downtown Jude City is 70 degrees. Dry to partly cloudy today. Plenty of sunshine around today. Highs will be around 75 degrees. It could be a little wind around between 10 to 15 miles per hour. But tonight, clear, partly cloudy, lows around 54 degrees. And of course, we get Tuesday. Well, it's going to be mostly cloudy skies. Highs will be around 79. I can't read this morning. And of course, for Tuesday night,
What's different than any other morning? Never mind.
Yeah, boy, am I glad next week's going to be a nice day. For Tuesday night, be cloudy, lows around 59 degrees. And that's your weather from SNS Head on this second day of August, 2021.
With SRN News, I'm Rich Thomason in Washington. Senate negotiators have taken the wraps off a $1 trillion bipartisan infrastructure bill. It comes in at some 2,700 pages. Senators could take a vote on it in a matter of days. If it's approved, could pave the way for Democrats to pass an even larger $3.5 trillion plan, that one being pushed by Senator Bernie Sanders. Dr. Anthony Fauci is sounding an alarm over the rapid spread of the COVID-19 Delta variant. He says right now, not enough Americans have been vaccinated to crush the outbreak. Japan's government says a Belarus track sprinter is safe after she alleged her Olympic team tried to remove her from Japan against her will. It's a dispute that led to a standoff at the Tokyo airport. Wall Street, Dow futures up 159 points. More details at srnnews.com.
This is a news update from the Streaming News and Sports Programming Network, SNSN.
And out of the borough on August 2nd, meetings. Tonight is the monthly borough meeting from 6:15 p.m. to 6:45 p.m. at the Griswold Town Hall. And on August 3rd, the Republican Town Committee meeting scheduled for 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. at the Old Patchogue Town Hall. For your Wednesday, August 4th, there is a Zoning Board of Appeals meeting scheduled for 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. at the Griswold Town Hall. And finally, for your Thursday, August 5th, your Ordinance Committee meeting is scheduled for 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. in the Selectmen's Meeting Room. And out of Plainfield, for your upcoming agenda, the Advisory Building Committee will hold a meeting Thursday, August 5th, 2021, at 5 p.m. at the Plainfield Police Station for the review of building and grounds. And from the Plainfield Police Department, On July 31st, 2021, at approximately 8:03 p.m., the Plainfield Police Department arrested Anthony Dandinoli of Hamden, Connecticut. A Plainfield police officer was conducting a traffic enforcement in the area of East Main Street in the Central Village section of Plainfield when he observed a white BMW traveling at what appeared to be a high rate of speed in a 35-mile-per-hour zone. A motor vehicle stop was conducted on East Main Street. Upon approaching the vehicle, the officer observed 2 plastic baggies containing a white powdery substance, which was later determined to be cocaine, in the middle console. The officer moved Dandinoli from the vehicle, and he was found to be in possession of a 9mm handgun. Dandinoli was subsequently placed under arrest. Dandinoli was charged with traveling unreasonably fast, possession of narcotics, carrying a pistol without a permit, and possession of a dangerous weapon in a vehicle. Dandinoli was released on a $25,000 bond and is scheduled to appear at the Danielson Superior Court on August 23rd, 2021. And this was a look at your local news here on SNSN, the streaming news and sports network. Hello, everybody. This is Austin Smith with your August 2nd Spotlight in History. On this day in 1907, legendary pitcher Walter Johnson, at just 19 years old, would begin what was a 21-year-long Baseball Hall of Fame playing career with the Washington Senators. One of the most celebrated and dominating players in baseball history, he even established several pitching records, some of which remain unbroken to this day. Johnson finished his career with a record of 417, 279, and a 2.17 earned run average. His 3,509 strikeouts were the big league standard for more than 50 years. And shortly thereafter, Johnson was elected to the Hall of Fame in 1936, but sadly passed away on December 10th, 1946 from a brain tumor. And as always, this is Austin Smith for your Spotlight in History. For more Spotlights, tune in every weekday here on SNSN.
Did you know that most unintentional injuries related deaths occur off the job? And even often when least expected, during a vacation, while doing chores at home, or even while driving around. According to Injury Facts, over 167,000 people died from unintentional injuries related to deaths in 2018. The National Safety Council encourages everyone to be aware of hazards related to leisure recreational activities, so please take proper safety precautions. The following has been brought to you by Griswold Health and Safety.
Look at that, Paul. You know, the last message from Griswold Health and Safety. You weren't even listening.
I didn't even know.
You didn't? Well, you didn't ask, and I told you.
No.
So, let's see, little change of heart here, as far as programming is concerned. So, we did a little test over the last, couple months. You know, to see just how things would kind of pan out if we went to an all news, all talk kind of format, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no. I was bored to death with it myself. So we've gone back to music. So lots of 80s and 90s music coming your way right here on SN.
Well, that's a good time because, you know, people listen there at the beach.
Huh?
People are at the beach, listen to music.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. So we will get into that. Matter of fact, like now. So I'm out of here, man. I'm going on vacation. I'm out.
I guess you are. Boy, when the boss is away, we shall play.
Yeah, whatever. You don't have a key. So anyway, thank you very much, everybody, for listening. Thank you for listening to Patrick McCormick. He was on this morning from 8:30 to 9. Once this is posted, you can go back and listen to it and watch it once again. Gave us a whole bunch of information about the COVID-19 variant, the Delta variant. And I think the main message there is it's like it's different, but it's the same, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
You know, so anyway, I won't see you until a week from Wednesday.
Wow.
I'm leaving on a jet plane.
Well, I hope you still have your license when you return.
I hope so.
Oh man.
So we're it's the Rihanna, my little girl, And Melissa. All right, here's the kicker. You ready for this? It's Melissa and I, my daughter Rihanna, her kids.
Wait a minute. Change that around a little bit. My daughter Rihanna and her kids.
No, my daughter Rihanna and Melissa's kids.
Okay. Yeah, that's so you should have said after that. Then
And
my daughter Rihanna.
And
okay.
And
yeah, but you see how it sounded?
Yes.
And her kids. You
Yeah.
said my daughter Rihanna.
All right, here we're going to start all over, Paul. So,
make
all
it
right, you know,
clear.
for the remedial challenge, Paul Lash. Here we go.
All right.
I'm going.
Yes.
Melissa's going.
Yeah.
Melissa's kids are going. All right. All right. Oh, I'm not done. My daughter Rihanna is going, but also Rihanna's mother.
Oh man.
So you know what? That's co-parenting at its best, right there.
Yeah.
So anyway, so we're gonna leave you with Paul and Austin.
Well, it's
For the-
Austin. Austin's going to be the man.
No, it's gonna be you and him.
Yeah.
You
Well,
and him.
yeah.
So we'll check in from time to time. So
Yeah.
anyway, have a great week, everyone. Stay safe, and I will see you on a week from Wednesday.
The voice of Griswold, Jewett City and Plainfield.